Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. As you can see, lesson 28, we're going to go over abstraction again, but this time we're going to do abstraction through interfaces, which is, again, it's going to be similar to the way we use inheritance and polymorphism and encapsulation, but now we're going to be using interface. So this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. So what are interfaces, right? What is interface? So this is just another way to achieve abstraction, but interfaces, ooh, cap lock's still on. Interfaces define a contract that implementing classes must adhere to. So in the sense that abstract doesn't define something, interfaces do define something. And again, these are all used for different types of things. So you know what? Let's just skip the what is this, and let's just kind of go over it so that we can talk about it as we go, right? So let's start off with a public interface. Yes, again, something we're using. And if you notice, it says I, F, U, U. I don't know what foo. We're going to do I shape, but I just want you to know that that is, you want to define an interface just like this. You want to use a capital I at the beginning. It also lets you come back and remember, oh, right, I shape is an interface. So we're going to start with a double of get area. And then we're going to do a void display. Kind of the usual we've been kind of doing for the most part, right? And that's going to be its own thing. And then we're going to do, an inheritance of I shape. So we're going to say public class circle. Why is it in red? That's weird. That's something new. I shape. And with that, oops. Oh, maybe that's why. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's so weird. I don't know. Anyways, hopefully that doesn't mess something up. Again, Visual Studios hates me, and I'm pretty good at pissing it off. So, let's start with a variable for this. So let's start with private double radius. All right. And with private double radius, we're making this a circle. So some of you should remember some of this. Public circle. I'm going to say double radius, right? And then inside of that should just be this dot radius. So radius equals radius, excuse me. And I think that's all we need for inside of that one. So then we're going to do, look at this. It already knows what I should type next. So public double get area. And now for the get area, I don't blame you if you don't remember this. Math dot pi, and then it says times radius, but that's not correct. Times radius. Okay, I don't know if you can hear my cat in the background. He's kind of whining at me. He knows food time's coming soon, so he's like, Dad, I'm hungry. He's got an automatic feeder, guys. I don't starve him. All right, so that's perfect. And now it's like, hey, I know what you're going to do. I've been watching all your code. Visual Studios, I know what you're going to do. All right, sorry. Console.writeLine. And then we're just going to do something simple again, like this is a circle. Why do I sometimes not capitalize? Because, I don't know, I decided at the spur of the moment that I was not going to capitalize. Boom. And that's all that really needs to be done inside of the public class circle of interface I shape. And then, yeah, I think that's good. I'm just trying to think, like, you know what, we'll do rectangle again, just so we have another one to talk about. And then, oh man, whoa. And then we're going to say that is derived from iShape. And then, of course, we need to do our curly brackets. And then inside of rectangle, we're going to do the normal, what we did, double width, private double height. This is practically writing everything for me, isn't it? So then we need to do public. Okay. Do I need to do anything? I don't know, guys. I don't know. This is kind of doing everything for me. I'm just going to kind of tab through this and see. This is really doing all the work for me. But to be fair, these are very common used. So it's just kind of like it knows what to do. So let's do public double get area. And then we're going to return with width times height. Again, that's pretty normal. So now we're just going to display everything. And though console right line, this is a rectangle. Oh my gosh, why do I keep hitting B? Don't judge me, guys. I'm suffering. Okay. So, you guys should remember, this is going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to instantiate a new one, iShape, and then circle. So we're creating a new class of circle, the derived class, and we'll say 5. And then we're going to do iShape, oops, rectangle, which is going to be a new rectangle. And then we're going to say, oopsies, oopsie doopsies, oopsie poopsies. We'll say, what did I put? 4 and 6. 4, 5 and 6. 4 and 6. Right? And so now we're just going to call circles display. We're calling that method. I'm going to say console.writeLine, and we're going to say this and that. I hate that it doesn't autofill. The one thing I actually would like it to autofill. Area of circle. And then circle dot get area. Boom. All right? Console right line. It's going to give us the circle get area. It's going to do all the calculations and everything. Rectangle dot display. And then we're going to do console dot right line. Same exact thing we just did with area. Area of rectangle. Sorry, same exact thing we just did with area of circle. And then we say circle, not circle, I was looking at circle, rectangle dot get area. Right? And that is basically everything. And again, of course, we're going to step through a little bit of the code. It's going to be very easy. So let's just go ahead, look at everything. No red squiggly lines, no issues found. Let's go ahead and start it. Bam. This is a circle, area of circle, 78.5, blah, blah, blah. This is a rectangle, area of rectangle, 24. Everything pops out good. So now let's kind of look at everything, right? All right. Interface, iShape, right? Interface, iShape, up here. The iShape declares the get area and the display method. So it's now these two have to adhere to that contract. They're not defined, but they have to adhere to them, right? So any class implementations of iShape now must provide implementations for these methods. So watch what happens when let's see, so we must do void display. So what happens when I take out void display? Now it should yell at me. Bam. Okay, you can't see it, but it's giving me an error. Basically, it's saying, hey, you have to instantiate display. It is legally required of you. Not legally, but you get the point. It requires, interface requires these two. Whereas if we just use abstract, I can use just get area or just display or both or neither. Right? Easy. Super easy. They provide their specific implementations now. So we go through, there's The radius, we're doing the get area, so we're returning radius, blah, blah, blah. Display, boom. So we've got the display and the get area required. Same thing with rectangle. We just already did that. So the objects of circle and rectangle are created. Well, let's write this down. How about that? 3 lines. The objects of circle and rectangle are created using the eye shape interface type, right? Polymorphism. Right, guys? Perfect. You guys are getting it. So what does this do, basically? So this approach, specifically, I don't know why I put a comma there, really ensures that the classes adhere to the contract defined by the interface eye shape. Why is there a capital H? Because I'm crazy. So this is essentially considered a higher level of abstraction. There we go. All right. Very simple, very straightforward. So by using the abstract classes and interface, we get a powerful version to achieve abstraction. Again, this is just cleaner, modular, more maintainable code. We're using encapsulation, which allows us to just, let's say I got an error with circle display. This will give me the error line rather than me have to go through all of void or all of main to try to find the error. I can just be like, oh, it's in display, but it's in display for circle, right? So if I were to do something like this, and I'm going through, I'm gonna have to find the red squiggly lines, sure, and you got these, and it'll always display, but it will. This is just encapsulation. Encapsulation is just a much better approach on how you do a lot of things. Again, we rewrote a lot of programs just in main, and that's totally fine for beginners. This is where we start to get, again, into the intermediate stuff. So, with that being said, we are at 12 minutes. If you guys like this, tell me in the comment section below if you learned something new. Maybe you already know interfaces and you were just, trying to warm up back into it. Let me know what you guys like, what you guys learned. Comment that down in the comment section below. I say comment a lot. Don't judge me about it. I'm nervous, I think. No. But yeah, I just want you guys to have fun, and I enjoy doing this. These are really fun for me. It also helps keep me fresh on a lot of my coding. So with that being said, like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. And the Syntax Sorcerer will be teleporting out. Goodbye.